The Vietnam War shook Southeast Asia from the early 1960s to 1975, drawing worldwide attention and debate. But while the fighting happened in Vietnam, a major part of the U.S. war effort took place next door, in Thailand. As a close American ally, Thailand hosted several key U.S. airbases: U-Tapao, Korat, Nakhon Phanom, Ubon, Udorn, and others. From these bases, the United States planned missions, launched aircraft, and supported operations that remained mostly hidden from the public. In this documentary, we reveal what was really happening on Thai soil, the role of these bases, the strategy behind them, and why they were essential to the war. Chapter 1. Utapau, the logistics powerhouse. In the early 1970s, far from the dense jungles of Vietnam, a quiet military routine unfolded on the tarmac of Utapau Royal Thai Air Base. Here, American personnel worked tirelessly, supporting one of the most controversial logistics operations of the entire war. Stored in long rows of metal barrels, a powerful herbicidal mixture, known as Agent Orange, awaited transport. For most of the airmen stationed here, it was simply another duty: loading, guarding, or documenting supplies. Few understood the full extent of what these containers held, or the impact they would later represent. Utapau became a crucial transit point, where American units coordinated flights across Southeast Asia. The base, strategically placed on the Gulf of Thailand, served as a quiet backstage to the conflict next door. A place where missions were prepared, aircraft refueled, and the war's logistics kept moving. Today, the presence of Agent Orange at Utapau is part of a complex historical record, a reminder of how decisions taken far from the battlefield can echo for decades. Through declassified documents, veteran testimonies, and surviving footage, the base became a major storage and transit point for military supplies, including barrels of herbicides used in Southeast Asia, among them Agent Orange. For the personnel stationed there, handling these materials was part of daily routine: loading, moving, cataloging, or securing shipments before they continued toward other destinations. At the same time, Utapau served as a primary launch site for B-52 Stratofortress missions, making it one of the most active American bases in the region. Crews worked long hours on the flight line, often unaware that certain substances they encountered would later become subjects of scientific and governmental investigation. Years after the war, some veterans who served in Thailand, including those who worked near herbicide storage areas or on cargo operations, reported health problems they believed were linked to their service. This led to official inquiries, declassified documents, and ongoing research to understand the risks associated with herbicide exposure at locations like Utapau. Today, these accounts form an important part of the base's history. They remind us that beyond strategy and aircraft, the war's impact extended to the men and women who worked quietly in the background, carrying out tasks whose consequences would only be recognized decades later. Chapter 2. Korat, the coordination base. Located in central Thailand, far from the noise of frontline battles, Korat Royal Thai Air Base became one of the most important American installations during the Vietnam War. To many, it looked like a remote airfield. To U.S. military planners, it was a strategic engine, a base that kept the entire air campaign moving. From the late 1960s, Korat hosted elite American units, including the 388 Tactical Fighter Wing, flying aircraft such as the F-105 Thunder Chief and later the F-4 Phantom II. These planes were central to operations across Southeast Asia: escort missions, electronic warfare, air support, reconnaissance, and long-range strikes. Every day, Korat's runway supported a rhythm of departures and arrivals that shaped the tempo of the war. But Korat was not only a launch point. It was also a planning hub where intelligence officers, pilots, and technicians prepared missions with precision. Maps, photographs, weather data, and radio intercepts were studied carefully. In these air-conditioned briefing rooms, far from the battlefield, strategies were adjusted, routes calculated, and aircraft prepared for complex flights across the region. The base also served as a logistical and maintenance center. Hundreds of specialists worked around the clock. Mechanics tuning engines, crews loading equipment, and ground teams keeping aircraft ready for the next sortie. The efficiency of these teams allowed U.S. air operations to continue without pause, even during the most intense phases of the conflict. Korat played another lesser-known role: regional coordination. Because of its location, the base acted as a link between multiple American installations in Thailand, from Ubon to Nakhon Phanom, ensuring that missions were synchronized and supported. This made Korat a key node in the vast U.S. network that extended across Thailand, Laos, and South Vietnam. Chapter 3: NKP – Secrets Along the Mekong. Just across from Laos stood one of the most remarkable American bases of the Vietnam War, Nakhon Phanom Royal Thai Air Base, known to American personnel as NKP. From the outside, it looked small, isolated, almost quiet. But NKP played a role unlike any other base in Thailand. NKP was the center of special operations, a place where missions were planned that could not be launched from larger, more visible airfields. Its location was the key, close enough to Laos to react quickly, yet far enough from public attention to maintain secrecy. Because of this unique position, NKP became the heart of America's covert air activities in Southeast Asia. The planes stationed here were not the heavy bombers or fast jets that defined the air war. Instead, NKP hosted aircraft chosen for endurance, precision, and versatility. A-1 Sky Raiders, OV-10 Broncos, AC-47 gunships, and other special operations aircraft took off from the runway day and night. Their missions ranged from surveillance to rescue operations, electronic monitoring, and support for teams operating on the ground. NKP was also home to one of the most respected units of the war, the search and rescue teams, known as the Jolly Green Giants and the Sandies. These crews were responsible for locating and recovering pilots forced down in Laos or North Vietnam. Their missions required exceptional courage, flying low, slow, and dangerously close to enemy territory to bring their fellow airmen home. But perhaps NKP's most influential mission was monitoring the Ho Chi Minh Trail, the complex supply network used throughout Laos. Using sensors, surveillance flights, and electronic intelligence, NKP became a nerve center for gathering information that shaped American strategy throughout the region. Much of this work was part of Project Igloo White, one of the most advanced technological efforts of the entire war. Every day, intelligence officers, pilots, technicians, and rescue crews worked together in a rhythm that rarely stopped. The base was a mixture of tension, secrecy, and routine, a place where a single decision could influence operations far beyond Thailand's borders. Today, the story of Nakhon Phanom is essential to understanding America's presence in Thailand. It reminds us that the Vietnam War was not only fought in Vietnam, it was supported, guided, and shaped from bases like NKP, hidden along the Mekong, operating quietly but playing a decisive role in the air war of Southeast Asia.